Hi everyone, good morning. It's Margaret Manning here and welcome to 60andMe. I hope that you're having a happy day today, that everything's going well for you in your life and that you're enjoying good weather and you've got some fun plans for the day. Hope that you're doing great. I'm very conscious as I do these recordings that we've got, tens of thousands of women all around the world watching us and listening to this video, and you're all in different places. You've got different things going on in your lives, and I'm super conscious that sometimes there's challenges, and I try to talk about things that are that I'm dealing with, things that I think are real to women in their 50s and 60s, and I just hope that they're hitting the right tone for you. So today I want to talk about something that I think a lot of us are dealing with. But first of all, I have to tell you about my tea, because today I am drinking one of my new favorite teas. It's lemongrass. Now, lemongrass, I actually discovered when I was traveling in Bali. It's a plant, of course, that you can have in your food. It's cooked in Asian food. It's used quite a bit, but it's also great as an iced tea. And I remember in Bali, I used to always, in the real hot days, sit down with a nice iced tea of lemongrass, and it was really, really delicious and refreshing. But I found a tea bag with lemongrass, and I've tried it, and it's really good. And it turns out that lemongrass, you might not be able to get the plant in shops other parts of the world, but you can buy the tea, and it's super good for you. I was looking online, and it's apparently good for digestion. It's got tons of antioxidants. It helps to regulate blood pressure. It's good for skin and hair. And apparently, what else does it do? It boosts metabolism. So yeah, it's got really lots of good features. So have a cup of tea of lemongrass perhaps this week if you can find it. And just join me with whatever you've got there, coffee, tea, smoothie, juice. Just sit down and relax, and we'll have a chat today about something that is important for us as we age a bit. So we are very fortunate to have several doctors who write for us as bloggers. And we have a new blogger. Her name is Dr. Carolyn Apovian. And Dr. Carolyn is a really interesting woman. She's had all kinds of background in healthy aging. And she wrote an article for us about fatigue. Do you ever feel tired during the day? Well, I often do, and I can sometimes attribute it to not getting enough sleep, or just feeling a little bit, thinking about something that's weighing me down. But most of the time there are other reasons, and she actually gives 7 really interesting reasons that you possibly are feeling tired. Now, I'm going to go through these kind of quickly because she goes into great detail in the article, and I'll leave you a link to the article so that you can read it through. She also references some research, which is important. When you're talking about medical issues, I'm not a doctor, of course, so I just report what others who are more qualified report. But if you want to check the research, that's important too. So here we go. Here are the things that you could be doing with your diet and your eating habits that could be causing you to be fatigued and tired. First thing, this is going to sound counterintuitive, but you're drinking too much coffee or caffeinated tea. Now, coffee has lots of benefits, of course. It's good for the body. It's got lots of antioxidants, and it does block fatigue. Keeps us up, high energy. That's why we drink our cup of coffee every day, because it gives us energy. But according to Dr. Povian, it's actually, it blocks brain receptors for something called adenosine. It's a molecule that induces tiredness. And so at the same time that it's giving you energy, it's also taking it away from you if you drink too much. So she suggests that you keep it to like 2 cups a day and just be conscious of the caffeine intake. It's in other foods as well, so just be really careful with caffeine. The second thing is that you're iron deficient. Now, this is really important because obviously a shortage of iron raises danger signs for other things like anemia, and there's lots of symptoms Dr. Caroline mentions, which are feeling fatigue, of course, feeling dizzy, having headaches. Another thing was feeling anxious for no reason. And that was interesting to me, that kind of low-level depression can be a result of low iron. So if you're iron deficient, be conscious of that in the foods that you eat. Incorporate iron-rich foods into your diet, and those are things like oysters, lentils, and spinach, which is super easy to find. But those are things with iron in them. And if you talk to your doctor, you might even get an iron supplement. But there's other things about iron supplements that you need to be aware of too. So anyway, having an iron deficiency, though, can result in feeling tired. So if you're feeling a little bit, fatigued, think about that as an option. Another thing, if you're vegan or vegetarian, Dr. Carolyn suggests that you add it with foods that have vitamin C in it, because that actually basically increases the absorption. So vitamin C and iron go together, so that's important. Now, you're eating, this is the third thing, you're eating refined carbohydrates. Now, these are things like white rice, pasta, and most breakfast cereals. White bread, they have a lot of refined carbohydrates in them. So these have undergone, as you know, I'm obviously telling you things you probably already know, that those foods have undergone processing that takes away all the nutrients and fiber from that food. So it just really leaves behind simple sugars. And those are obviously going to affect your body and affect your energy level. So, of course, the options here are to include protein with your carbohydrates, and make sure that you get lots of fiber and B vitamins in other places if you're eating those foods. There's some foods you can eat that have not been processed or that have not so much refined carbohydrate, and these are things I actually eat some of these. I love barley and brown rice, and I know I pronounce this wrong, but I think it's quinoa. It's a new and great food that you can eat. You can get it in health food stores now. I think you can get it just about everywhere. It's kind of like a rice, but it's a little fluffier and chewier. I like quinoa. It's really nice for a change. Whole wheat bread. Now, those are, I'm throwing lots of different food ideas at you here, but look at the article and you'll get more sort of context for it. But that's just some thoughts if you're feeling tired that you're eating too many refined carbs. The next thing is that you might be adding added sugars to your diet. And these are things like chocolate bars and, sweets, things that are just pure and simple sweet sugar. And Dr. Carolyn explains that all this stuff gives you a plummet in energy, like you get super energetic and you feel good about it, but you crash really fast and you want more. And of course, that adds the calories and the other not so good things about sugars. And of course, there's a hormone, I think it's called leptin production, that these sugars interfere with the production of it. So it's really important that you be aware of sugar impact on your overall healthy aging process. It's really important. And also, as a side benefit, she mentions that it helps with type 2 diabetes. So sugars, I don't know, I love certain things. Licorice, for example. I love licorice. And I just found out that it's not so good for blood pressure, and it's also got lots of sugar in it. Oh my God, my favorite sweet of all time, as you know, because I talk about it incessantly, is salted caramels. That's just like sugar on a spoon. It's just crazy, and I do love it. So I treat myself. I eat little teeny bits and stay away from the sauces that have lots of sugar. But I do love caramel. So anyway, another thing that is mentioned is, are you skimping on magnesium? In the olden days, there was lots of magnesium in the earth, in the ground. And so vegetables and things we ate from the ground had lots of natural magnesium. But of course, now foods are processed and stored and brought from other countries, and they lose the mineral content. So it's really important to remember that magnesium is helpful. I think it's even responsible for breaking down glucose in your body. So if you're not getting enough magnesium, the glucose you are eating is turning into sugar. So that's important to remember. And that has an impact on how tired you feel. So magnesium can be found in all kinds of foods, pumpkin seeds, which I just discovered actually in Slovenia. I loved pumpkin seeds. Never ate them before. Chard, pumpkin seeds, almonds, and spinach. Good old spinach. It's really good for you. Popeye was right. Or olive. I don't know whether olive oil told. Or was it olive? What's her name? Olive or olive oil? I think it was olive. Anyway, it's good for you. Spinach is great. So another thing that might be going on if you're super tired is that you might be dehydrated. Okay, I'm going to do the 7 to 11 glasses of water a day, but it is important. And, I think there's been a lot of controversy about water, maybe not needing the huge amount that people recommend, but just keep hydrated. And, drink things that have got water, like eat foods that have got water in them. Cucumber, celery, those kinds of things. And just keep hydrated. It's really important. And Dr. Carolyn says again, low water, you're always going to feel tired and lethargic. So if you're feeling like down, just get up and have a nice iced glass of water, and you might feel a lot more energetic. Important. Finally, and if you can hear this drilling in the background, I don't know if you can hear it, but they're doing some repair work in the building, so I hope it's not coming through on the sound, but I'll talk loud so you can't hear it. Anyway, melatonin. Now, melatonin is a really interesting chemical. It's a hormone that helps us to naturally kind of regulate our sleeping patterns. But of course, again, it's as our bodies get older, we produce less melatonin. It's just what is. And so we have to add foods to our diet that kind of encourage melatonin production. So this is a good one, cherry juice. And I think I'd mentioned I live in a place where there's cherries everywhere in the summer, so I'm stocking up on cherry juice this season. But cherry juice, it says dairy. It doesn't say what kind of dairy, but lean protein as well. These are sources of melatonin. And if you do feel that you're not getting it naturally, there's some supplements you can get that just to take one a day. It's really easy to find and will help, according to Dr. Callan, with your feelings of tiredness and fatigue. So melatonin. Also, she mentions protein again, and the fact that we're not getting enough of it. Protein is apparently really good at providing the body with a steady stream of energy. It kind of regulates energy, and it's important to eat protein. Now, if you're a vegetarian or vegan, then you've got some challenges. You have to hunt for food that's got protein. Cheese is easy if you're okay with dairy products, but protein's super important. Now, one thing to remind you is that our muscles do degenerate as we get older naturally, so you've got to kind of compensate for that as you get a little older. So take a supplement if you need, but it's really important to put enough protein that gives you energy that lasts. Over time, it's really good at processing food over time. So that will help you with your lethargy or your low energy and tiredness. So those are 7 things that might be going on if you're feeling tired. Now, you probably nodded off a little bit here, going on and on about this foods and symptoms, but read the article. It's really useful, and hope it gives you some suggestions if you're feeling kind of tired these days. I think it's important. So I'm feeling actually a bit energetic today. I'm bouncing a bit. I'm going to go out for a walk, and of course exercise is good for your tiredness too. Just get out into the beautiful nature and enjoy a walk in the park or just in your neighborhood. Stop and visit a friend, and just have a wonderful day, whatever you're doing. Hope you don't feel tired today. Hope you feel full of energy. Okay, everyone, so I'd like to ask you, do you often feel very tired? What are you doing to build a healthy aging lifestyle? Please share your ideas. Thank you so much for being here. I can't say it enough times. I really do value your presence in my life, and hope that you value each other, talk to each other, share and comment on each other's, what you've got to say, and let us know. Do you often feel very tired? And what are you doing to create a healthy aging routine in your life? Take very good care, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all back here again soon. Bye-bye for now.